right now, but we've come to that moment, the reveal moment. Ladies and gentlemen, BMW's new i3. Robert Llewellyn.
Thank you very much. First things I want to say is, one, I'm not an engineer, two, I'm not a scientist, but three, I have driven in the last 3 years over 45,000 miles in electric cars. I've never run out. I've never stood at the side of the road in the rain holding a 3-pin plug in tears, wishing I'd listened to clocks. I'm talking 10 years ago, 10 plus years ago. I got a chance to have a ride. I wasn't allowed to drive it, which is just as well, a ride in a ridiculous experimental electric vehicle in California that would do 0 to 60 in 2.2 seconds. And let me tell you, that hurts certain areas of your body you didn't even know you had. And it makes your eyeballs go around the side of your head as it accelerates. And there's no warning, there's no gears, there's no sound. You're just sitting there listening to some weird Californian birds flittering in the air, and then the next minute your bottom's where it was and you're at the other end of the runway. It's quite an extraordinary experience, and it really intrigued me. And I think the initial reaction to that sort of thing is either it'll never catch on, the batteries wear out like on my laptop, it's rubbish, it's ridiculous, you know, all those things. Or you go, this is interesting, what's going on here? I didn't know you could do that. I thought electric vehicles were milk floats, you know, forklift trucks, disability vehicles. I didn't realise they could be anything else. So, morning, it's full. This is a real key point, because I don't live in a city, I live out in the Cotswolds, and the most common experience we've had, we lived there for 22 years, the most common experience we've had is to get in a car in the morning with an empty petrol tank. Because you got back last night, you had just about enough to get back. We live 7 miles from the nearest garage. It's all hills. I've had massive range anxiety in petrol cars, starting in my house, because you go, oh God, am I going to make it to the garage? Beep, 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 beep. Everything's beeping at you. You've got to make it to the garage. Yes, when you get to the garage, it's really, really quick to fill it up. But can you get there? I have run out of petrol in my life 4 times. I have never run out of electricity. I talked to a man recently who leases electric cars. He says range anxiety disappears after 2 weeks. The first time you drive an electric car, you will have massive, sweat-inducing, heart rate thumping, panic attack range anxiety. You'll just think, I've got to go to the shops, it's 3.5 miles. Oh my God, will I make it? You just can't help it. We've all been told you will get range anxiety. The Daily Mail has told us, and it's got to be true. And you will have it, and it is the most extraordinary thing. And then the second time you go, well, I'm going to go to the shops, and then go pick the kids up, and get the flowers, and then go back. And you'll go, have I got enough? And then the third time you go, yeah, whatever. It just doesn't. I know is efficiency. It's the way we use energy, and this vehicle uses energy a lot more efficiently than a petrol or diesel engine. There's one way of calculating it, and if you look at petrol in terms of kilowatt hours, and electricity in terms of kilowatt hours, to drive this car 100 miles is around about 22, 24 kilowatt hours of energy. To drive an equivalent sized petrol engine is about 110 to 150 kilowatt hours of energy. Now, admittedly, that petrol is incredibly dense form of energy. It's amazing stuff, petrol. It's absolutely extraordinary how much energy is in it. But wouldn't it be wiser to use that energy to go further? And effectively, that's what these vehicles do. I haven't driven this vehicle, I've sat in it, it's really nice inside. Do have a look.